I have a fabulous Go Everywhere Granola Bar for you. My name is Kate Ueland. I'm a registered dietitian, board certified specialist in oncology nutrition and sports nutrition. And today we're talking granola bars. And I'm going to show you how to make a fabulous granola bar that goes everywhere with you. This granola bar is fantastic for pre-workouts, for post-workouts, for when you need food on the go, when you have little kids that need a snack before they go do their sports, for when they're done with their sports. This recipe is packed with whole grains and nuts and seeds and has maple syrup and a little bit of vanilla and cinnamon to warm for fall time with a little bit of salt. And to talk a little bit about the ingredients and the importance of why all these ingredients are put together in this particular way is we have the nut butter. Today we're using peanut butter, but the recipe calls for almond butter, but honestly you can use any nut butter that you like. That's to help with protein. We have our beautiful whole grain oats, which also provide some good complex carbohydrates and high in fiber to help with satiety values, that feeling of fullness. And it helps to manage blood sugar levels. And so it helps keep them stable over time. One of my favorites is ground flaxseed. And we have it ground here, and you can also purchase it whole in the supermarket, but you really, if you purchase it whole, you want to grind it because then you have access to the nutrients. And we love ground flaxseed for its omega-3 fatty acid content. And one of the beautiful things about omega-3 fatty acids, especially if you're an active person, is that it helps manage inflammation. And we know that when we exercise, we increase oxidative stress. And this helps to manage and reduce that oxidative stress so that you can recover faster and better after your workouts and keep inflammation low in your body. These are chia seeds. These also are a powerhouse for omega-3 fatty acids that we love, and they have that mucilaginous texture, which they get thick when they come in contact with water, so it helps to bind, so they're a good binder. Flax seeds are also a good binder. And then we have these beautiful black sesame seeds that are a really good source of vitamins and minerals and a really good healthy source of fat and protein as well. All together, we have this beautiful combination of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats that's super easy to put together, and you don't even have to bake them. Let's get started. So one thing before we get started is that if you're using these coarse whole oats, you want to pulse them a little tiny bit just to break them up, and they'll be easier to digest. But if you do love the texture and flavor and taste of whole oats, you can just leave them whole. We're going to pulse them for just a couple of seconds just to start to break them up a little bit. Don't worry, I've washed my hands. So because we're using whole oats, we're going to pulse them for just a couple of seconds. You can see how they're big and thick, lovely whole grain. All right, so we're just going to get that out of the way. All right, so we're just going to pulse. You can still see the whole grains in there. It didn't totally pulverize it. So there is some whole grains in there. Let's put this together. So first thing, we have our beautifully pulverized, partially pulverized oats. I'm going to put it in this bowl. We're going to mix our dry ingredients all together first. So I put the oats in the bowl. I've got our beautiful chia seeds. I've got our beautiful black sesame seed, and then our flaxseed, our ground flaxseed, which I love dearly. And then we're just going to mix it in. I'm going to mix the cinnamon in here, and I'm going to just put in our salt, just lovely. And then we're just going to mix that all together. Look at that, just beautiful colors, all those nuts and seeds. So we're going to start with our peanut butter. And again, we're using peanut butter. The recipe calls for almond butter. But for those that have nut allergies, you can also use pumpkin seed butter or sunflower seed butter. All of those will work great. Whatever kind of works with your family and your family's food sensitivities. All right, and then we're using a little bit of vanilla because life is better with vanilla in it. And lastly, we're going to use maple syrup. We're choosing maple syrup because we like the kind of richness flavor that maple syrup has. And it's fall, so we're looking for kind of those fall flavors. And so we're just mixing the wet ingredients here. Just kind of mix till they're smooth and all combined. And then now that we have our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients, we're gonna mix them together. And so here we're gonna just pour our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. So we're gonna take an oversized parchment piece of paper. We're gonna fold it in there. This isn't the easiest stuff to work with, but it's fabulous for cleaning. And then we're just going to drop our mixed Go Everywhere Granola Bars into the container. And actually this is where I'm going to transition to use my hands. And you can cut the spoon clean because you don't want to leave anything behind. And then you can just pat it down. So you just want to make sure it's level. It's all level, as even as possible. The next step is to have them sit at least for an hour in the refrigerator. That'll make them all set up. It'll let them set up and firm up, because you can see they're a little bit sticky right now. So if you put them in the refrigerator, they'll firm up. So when you eat them and cut them, they won't be sticky. All right, it's been at least an hour. Let's cut. Now it's time to cut and eat. So we're gonna pull out our bars. Look at how lovely and beautiful they are. And now we're gonna cut. All right, so we're just gonna dig in here. You can cut them however you want. Just gonna cut a little bar. See how beautiful. See, they're not sticky anymore. Fabulous. For more recipes and tips, visit our website, integrating-nutrition.com.